home, whether to go to the club. Ooh, child. Good job. Good job. Well, good morning to you. It is 17 minutes past 9 in the morning. My name is Miriam Angill. I'm here with Emmanuel, Gona, and also in studio with me is Abdi Barsid Ali Mohammed. He's a psychotherapist, emotional intelligence, and behavioral analyst. Good morning, Abdi Barsid.
Good morning, Miriam.
I had to add that. Let me do that again. Good morning, Abdi Barsid.
Good morning, Miriam.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you think about the vibe?
Oh, I love it. It was energetic.
Yeah.
And so early in the morning. So it might be too energetic for me.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's a positive vibe.
Yeah.
Nice Kenyan music.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, good. We're high on coffee.
Ah. Is that so?
It is.
I only got water, so I haven't reached your level yet.
We are high on coffee, so it helps us to just be able to talk to you in the morning.
All right.
But welcome on the show.
Thanks so much.
Abdi's here, and today is Mental Health Thursday. We're talking about fear and trauma. And being a specialist, he's here to help us understand certain things that we go through mentally and how to deal with them. Abdi, what is trauma?
So the word trauma actually it's a scar in a way. It's a wound. So in this context, we're talking about psychological trauma. So there's a wound to the mind, to the psyche.
Yeah.
And that can be caused by many things. And when you hear traumatic event, it's something extraordinary. It's extreme fear, for example.
Okay.
And that can cause a scar in the psyche or in the mind.
Okay.
Yes.
So how does it present itself?
So usually we look at the childhood trauma because as a child, and this world is still quite complex, and the child tries to find out what is going on. What language do we speak here?
Yes.
In terms of emotional language, anything. So the child is still processing, and if something occurs, quite a major event, traumatic event in that child's life,
Yes.
at this early stage, then that scar will have a huge impact on how they will understand this world in their present and also in the future as they're still developing. And sometimes this may even go further back. So if the mother experienced trauma while she is carrying the baby, that can also impact the child in the womb.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
How so?
Because the fear the mother experiences, is generating a lot of stress hormones
Okay.
that run through the blood, and and in the womb the child is still developing. So in that case, if the stress or the fear remains, so the part of the brain that may be quicker and wired is unfortunately the emotional brain rather than the whole brain.
Okay. So as a parent, if I experienced trauma while pregnant, and I still had the fear and I'm still anxious about what happened to me, then I can transmit that or get that to my unborn baby.
Yes. Yes, you can. Unfortunately, but it doesn't mean that baby is doomed. So if the mother gets out of the stress situation and delivers the baby and start, being surrounded by support and love, then that child may have a potential of, healing from that already. Excuse me.
It's okay.
So in that case, then the environment is extremely important.
Okay.
Yes.
I want us to look at the types of trauma, because we're talking about childhood trauma, but somebody's listening in and something happened and they don't even understand that this was a traumatic event. What are the examples of traumatic events that happen in our lives that can stay with us for a period of time without us realizing it?
So the human mind is quite fascinating. So it keeps track of what happened earlier.
Okay.
And if it's too painful to deal with it somehow, because of the common belief of the society, the stigma around mental health and so the mind then creates excuse for you to not deal with this.
Okay.
You and undermine, and it gives you the mind is tricks, and what do you call great trickster.
Mm.
Yes. um, Unless it's something huge, maybe loss of parents, or maybe unfortunately a lot of children do experience also being molested.
Yes.
All these things then, um, and yeah, so they would know as the relationship they have with adults or authorities,
Yes.
or caring person, um, and, and other ways they also would know, and if they have trauma is childhood trauma, that is, it's the way they perceive this reality, this world. Let's say two children born in the same uh, family.
Yeah.
So one grows up in an extreme toxic environment. It could
Mm.
be the household or the neighboring or the school, and the other one likely grows up in a supportive and kind family.
Mm.
So they will both have a different outlook on this reality. So when this traumatized child grows up, then obviously their whole perception has been impacted by that trauma.
Okay.
So they grow up to be quite hostile, and what they know and is there's no reference point in their brain of what love and support means.
Mm. Mm.
So as an adult, if someone shows them compassion, they will immediately think, okay, this person is nice to me because they have an agenda.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, because then you question.
Then you question, and then there's that trust issue, right? Because there's no reference point.
You've
Why?
never experienced that before.
Exactly. So their brain, what their brain knows is neglectance, or things like that. So what they would also do is they try to provoke that in other people.
Oh.
So they unconsciously create situations where people will just don't want anything to do with them.
I mean, you've talked about that, and I'll take you to relationships
Mm-hmm.
where we are in relationships and we date certain people,
Mm-hmm.
and you say he's emotionally unavailable, he's detached,
Mm.
like this person is detached or this girl is detached, and they don't know.
Yeah, but if you look at adult romantic relationship, and
Yeah.
the whole idea is also to provide stability, right, and to provide love and support. But as a child, if that child did not experience that and
Yeah.
grows up,
Yeah.
um, this represents something unfamiliar, and it might be danger,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that man or that girl would do anything to get rid of this new person they just start dating.
Who shows that they care?
Exactly. Because care is interpreted as threat.
Ooh.
But unless that person or someone really and is consistent and do not fall for their rejection,
Mm. Mm.
then they may give that person a second chance. Their mind may have the ability then to rewrite, to rewire, and then all of a sudden start and understanding, okay, actually there is something called support.
Yeah.
There is something called love, and it feels different. Excuse me.
Oh my God.
It's we're amazingly wired. It's quite fascinating.
So everything we become, and how we relate to people as
Mm.
adults, is largely impacted by our childhood.
Yeah, of course, because it's quite simple. If you look at so any human being that comes to this world as a baby, they come with an empty toolbox. So the parents, first of all, siblings, and the extended family, the society in large, school, and so on, TV, everything. Everybody is putting a tool in that toolbox that they will use for the rest of their lives, especially before the age of 7, 8.
Oh, why? Why before the age of 7 and 8?
So, when they've measured the child brain, so we have brain frequencies, so brain waves.
Yes.
So children up to 7, and they have something called theta brain waves, which means it goes very slowly, which means the learning curve is straight up.
Okay.
So they are processing enormous data, which you and I can no longer process that much, because they're learning everything. Their immune system is learning different bacteria, different viruses. Their psychological immune system also is learning different ways to deal with things. They learn, it's still learning.
Yeah.
So it's a computer, it's like information download.
Okay.
Yes. But thank God, the way we've been created is we can upgrade that toolbox.
Good.
Because what usually happens is someone in their 50s is still using a tool that was provided when he or she was like 3, 4 years old.
Yeah.
But it's not working when you're 50.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're 50, the way you can upgrade, which comes to our question, was how to deal with this, is I would recommend anyone to go to therapy. You don't have to have any childhood trauma. You don't have to have anxiety, severe anxiety.
Yeah.
It's just the therapist has this bird eye view and tells you, my friend, all these knots are tied, and you're in the midst of it, so you cannot see it, but I can see it from up here, and okay, that's why you're feeling what you're feeling.
Yeah. I'm here and I'm talking. We're talking about trauma. We're talking about fear. We're talking about how you can manage all this. I'm here with Abdi Basid Ali Mohammed. He's a psychotherapist, emotional intelligence, and behavioral analyst. If you have any questions for us, go to our social media at SwahiliPot FM on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Let's hear from you. What are you struggling with mentally? What do you need to know? It is 29 minutes past 9.